above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man. You were here before the world began, above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth. There's no way to measure what you're worth. Crucified, laid behind a stone, you lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all, above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things. Okay, let's bring that to a close. Excellent, guys. Again, I hope you can rewind and kind of listen again, but notice how it started off piano, just real intimate, since the song calls for that. And then Don, the bass player, just begin to play, not a lot. He's not real busy. He's just playing whole notes, just letting them ring out. And then Ken on the electric guitar just begins to do little volume swell things, just little ethereal things. Carl on the drums playing little cymbal-y things, and didn't come in with a full groove until the chorus. And then when he did come in, boom, ga, boom, ga, you can just feel the song pick up on the verse. And it just, makes you stand a little taller. And it's these little things that inspire our people to worship. They don't quite know. It's like a combination, the anointing of God. I mean, that has to be there. But there's a lot of little musical things that we can do that contribute to inspiring people's hearts towards the Lord. Just kind of as an exercise, take 4 or 5 of your favorite worship choruses and take the CD and actually listen to how the song starts off, how it builds, and how it does this. And while it does this, notice that the tempo is not doing this, okay? The tempo is nice and solid. It's just steady. Everybody's feeling the timing, feeling the tempo just be straight and consistent. So you got your dynamics kind of doing this. In fact, if you're at home watching this, just with your left hand, just do this. Say, man, this is the tempo. The tempo needs to be doing this. But the dynamics need to be doing this. And go over and stand in front of a mirror and just kind of look at yourself and do that. And let that just be a reminder to your worship team. Say, man, guys, we got to get some emotion going in our music. We got to get some highs and bring it down and build it back up again, but let's make sure our tempo doesn't do that. In fact, just as we kind of bring this segment to a close, let's just do it bad. Let's do Shout to the Lord. It's classic. And kind of speed up on the chorus and then kind of slow down on the verse. And this is classic, especially singers. They get all excited and want to go faster. And so everybody needs to be working, We're going to get on. We're going to talk about that in a second, a little metronome thing. But my Jesus, my shelter, my comfort, Lord, there is none. All of my days I want to praise, never cease to worship. We got all excited? Yes! Oh, shout to the Lord, all the earth, let us sing. Oh, power and majesty, nothing compares. Nothing, oh, nothing compares to the promise I have in quiet. My Jesus. Now that is bad. That is bad. So don't play that for your friends and say, check this band out, because that was bad. And so make sure your band doesn't sound like that, because that ain't happening. So practice that. Practice making sure that tempo, when it gets exciting, let's just do that. Never cease to worship. And let it get big, but pull back on the reins like you're pulling back with a horse. Like, whoa. Sometimes I'll even look at my singers sometimes and go like, when I know they're about to jump the gun, and I kind of do this. I'm serious. I kind of like, whoa, guys, pull back, hold on. So let's just, never cease to worship you. Shout to the Lord, all the earth, let us sing. Oh, power and majesty, praise to nothing compares. Oh, nothing compares to the promise I have in you. My Jesus. My Jesus. So hopefully that felt a little better. That makes sense. Again, practice those things, guys. Take 4 or 5 songs in the next few weeks and practice at your rehearsal, trying to keep the dynamics strong and yet keep the tempo right on.
So a great way to practice groove is to practice with the metronome, but instead of on every beat, practice with the metronome on 2 and 4. So if here's time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. So what that does is it's not spoon feeding you every click. It's kind of making you, it's relying on you to provide where the downbeat's going to be. And in doing that, it helps you learn where to place a beat to make it feel good against the backbeat.
The mechanics of like zeroing in your sense of time is the constant practice of working with machinery, you know, a metronome, a drum machine, sequences, anything like that. I'm a big proponent of working with CDs, but that can be a bit of a liar. And I always tell students that CDs will cover a multitude of your flaws. So it's a bit of a, you know, it's a lie in the sense that the CD's feeling really good, and even if you're not feeling good, you're not aware of it. So it's better to actually work with a drum machine or a metronome, where here you are, you know, open bare to like just the sound of a click playing along, and you're playing your little grooves and fill ideas over a straight click and determining how that feels. It's also really good to record that time. So that's been very helpful through the years, and it's something I keep doing. You never get done doing that. It's sort of like an athlete is always in training if they want to be at the top of their game.
Step of faith, every sacrifice, every prayer that's prayed from an honest heart. You alone deserve every breath of worship. I just want to say how great you are. Yeah. 'Cause it's all for you. Every song of praise is all for you. Every hand that's raised, everything I am, everything I do is all for you, all for you. I wanna let you know, Jesus, you are my hero. I'm a grateful soul that's been redeemed. All creation sings, and all the earth adores you. From the highest star to the deepest sea, Lord, and it's all Yes, Lord. Tonight, every song of praise, every stomping foot, every clapping hand, every swaying body, every dancing foot, every prayer of thanks, it's all for you, Lord. Every bass lick, every drum hit, every guitar play, it's all for you. It's all for you. All for you. It's all for you. All for you. It's been all for you. All for you. Lord, it's been all for you. All for you. Lord, it's been all for you. 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 It's all for you. Here's a suggestion to learn some of these arrangement ideas. Basically, what we're talking about is how to arrange a song. Have a listening party. Have everybody from your worship team come over to your house some Friday night, and take out 10 of your favorite songs, worship team songs, and listen to them on a CD. And have everybody sit there with a pad and a pen and just write out like what their part is doing. Have them really learn to listen analytically. What is the bass player doing? Oh, he's playing up high on the intro and the first verse, and then on the chorus. Then he went down low, and he's much busier now in the chorus. What's the keyboard player doing? Wow, he only played like 2 notes up top, or he's just playing a little pad. And then here comes the chorus, and then he's down in the meat part of the keyboard. So it's really helpful. What's the electric guitar player doing? All of a sudden, you've got this band thing going, and one day, you're blessed with this electric guitar guy that comes along. And he's not some Eddie Van Halen wannabe, and he's not some show off that wants to he actually has learned to just submit his guitar playing to the song. That's the thing we all have to do as musicians, is not, be egomaniacs. Just because we're on a stage here doesn't mean anything. Our heart in a worship team and our attitude is we're serving the congregation, man. Our master, Jesus, was the servant of servants. And he said, if you want to be great in God's kingdom, be a servant. So our attitude should always be, what can we do to inspire worship in the people that we're serving? Every musical choice that we make should be based on that. What is going to help inspire this guy, Fred, who maybe has 6 kids and he coaches Little League, and he's not a professional musician, but on Sunday mornings he loves to sing out to the Lord. That's the guy, that we're serving. We're trying to help him. We're not playing for our musical friends. We're not trying to be cool. We're not trying to, get people to notice us, man. We got to just deal with that all the time. Keep that thing, that ego thing, way down here. Just constantly be aware of that. Constantly talk about preferring one another on your team. And I'm getting off on a tangent, but again, you could have the best musicians in the world. You could have the Tonight Show band at your church, but if they don't have a submitted heart to the Lord, if they don't have a heart that is growing in their knowledge of the Lord and their awareness and understanding of worshiping God 24/7 in their relationship with Him, if they're not growing in their love for the people that you serve week after week in your church, then you know what? I guarantee if you had the Tonight Show band in your church, it'd be kind of fun for a couple weeks. But after a while, you'd kind of go, something smells funny in here. Something smells kind of funny, It's just like the smell of flesh and showing off and being cool. And that's cool. That's the world thing. And sometimes on a Friday night rehearsal, have fun, man. We got to have fun and enjoy our instruments, and even on a Sunday morning. But there's just a difference in heart attitude.
At the same time, I look at my role as kind of being a co-leader. And that's not like trying to gain any glory for what I do, but I don't take the job as a job. It's not just the gig. I'm not just kind of like, you know, hitting some instrument. I'm really ministering to the Lord like the worship leader. And that's kind of brought a whole new dimension of how I think about playing with the worship team, working with the band. And, you know, I let all of the musical stuff kind of relate to that, the flowing of a song. When it's really structured and there's the discipline of playing the song well and playing it to a click or a sequence, I want it to feel good, I want it to be musically exciting. But I'm also singing the song with the worship leader. And then, of course, there's always the moments where there's that time after a song where you're just in this moment of a Selah, where you're just meditating on what has just happened in the presence of the Lord. And many times for me, the reaction is musical. Like I start decorating things on the cymbals with mallets or brushes, and then I'll reach over and grab like a shaker and do a little spin, or some chimes, and it's always an emotional reaction for me more than it is a musical thing. I mean, it's being translated into music, but it's really coming out of the heart. And I always tell players, like, if you're thinking of like, how can I be cool right now, don't do that. Like, don't gauge it according to the cool factor or trying to be hip or trying to impress, but like, think of yourself as being in the presence of God, playing your instrument, trying to please Him, and to imagine the look on the Lord's face when He's hearing this music come out of your soul to His heart.
The sun cannot compare to the glory of your love. There is no shadow in your presence.